Oh, Jesus! Rome's
How
off.
did you crack her in?
Rome's off.
Scott charged us. I think it's the one to
I've never seen a man more happy about
I know it's went. Kelvin, be gentle, Scotch is broken.
Do you want me to go on the back?
No, try not.
My work colleagues probably, if they were like 5 years back, would never thought I would play a contact sport. I was probably like the shy, timid one in the corner.
Never played rugby before, never picked up a rugby ball, didn't know the rules, didn't watch it, anything.
Before joining the Ravens, my social life was pretty much non-existent. I used to go to work, go to sleep, go to work, go to sleep. But it's like a pre-made family of friends that I'm now going out with all the time, doing things with that I never thought I'd do.
In the Ravens, you are defined by who you are, not what you are.
We have like a summer season meal, which is sort of coincides with the start of the touch season, end of the union season. So like touch summer sport, unions winter sport.
Obviously we used to call this the end of season meal because it was the end of season, but now we're a 24/7 club. And when you listed all the achievements the committee have done this year, I think it's really incredible.
The first award is called Most Creative Raven, and that goes to Al Orsilis.
There was moments where it was absolutely incredible. Moments where I'm thinking, oh my god, playing internationally for the very first time on a sport that I'm learning still.
Rome was wild. It was really good fun. It was really hard work. It was like a holiday and a rugby tour and sort of time with your mates all rolled in one. Playing in sort of 25-degree heat was very interesting. I understand now why rugby's a winter sport.
Everybody came together, working towards the same thing. Absolutely loved it. Everybody were supportive of each other.
You were well supported when you were stretching off the pitch as well.
I know.
And you got all the attention and got to go to hospital in Rome as well. So.
Yes, and tried my Italian. I think we were against Portland team, and the team were maybe potentially 3 times my size.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Tackle after tackle after tackle were being made, taking down a few people, and elbows were aimed at at the right position at the right time potentially. That I think my face was just at the end of it. So I think it was part of safety to make sure everything was okay.
But when we realised you didn't have a fractured eye socket, you just had a really good bruise. You looked really nasty. You
Yes.
got lots of attention
Yes.
on the nights out after that.
Absolutely. Like I think it was character building.
It was something that was a very slow burn for me. At the back end of 2019, I was actually hanging around with one of the guys that was part of the club, and he was saying, you should join. So I'd spoke about it. I'd been to a few of the monthly pub quizzes that I had. My name's Chris, but most people call me Bucky in the club anyway. And I am the club captain and have been for this season. And I've been around for about just over 4 years now. So I was always looking for something new anyway. But then I kind of forgot about it until the whole lockdown situation happened. Then I kind of realised that I didn't have that many hobbies. I thought, do you know what, I've never really given a sport a proper go in life. So I was like, I'm going to go, I'm going to try it. So the year of when we were starting to lift the first time out of lockdown and they were still running the boot camp, that's when I joined, So I haven't looked back since.
I needed something to do. I wanted to get involved with something, possibly a sport.
Me and a mate went to the tent during Pride in the summer.
Found them out of Pride.
I was just at Northern Pride, just out with friends, just kind of having a wander, and saw this giant inflatable rugby ball that was being thrown about.
So I knew a lot of the guys socially, and then one time at Pride I was handing out flyers for boot camp, and they said, why don't you do it yourself? And I was like, you're joking? For some reason I said yes, I did it, I really enjoyed it, and then I've been playing for 6 years.
For me, it was a difficult choice between a nap or attend first boot camp. So I basically went to join boot camp just out of the blue, split decision moment.
Both played rugby in school, but I haven't done it for 15 years, so thought give it a go, like go to the boot camp, see how it was, and then like really enjoyed it, so like just stuck around.
Everyone was just so friendly. Like Joe, our captain who was running the boot camp, he was so sassy, but like at the same time really welcoming and like really not intimidating.
I'm one of the coaches for Newcastle Ravens. I don't remember ever not playing rugby. I took a break for over 10 years because I got injured and then came back with the Ravens.
I wouldn't say I was necessarily like an unsporty child. It was just, I played a lot of tennis and a lot of badminton, and it was very solo sports. School wasn't a good time for me anyway. So when I was trying to get involved in, say, football, which I never really had a drive to be involved in, it was just sort of felt like I had to fit in that way. Because of all the experiences I had at school, that kind of fell by the wayside. And I sort of withdrew quite a lot from a lot of people at that time. I found that nobody was really encouraging me to go into these sort of team sports arenas, or if I did try, it was always met with like angst. It was kind of one of those things that it was like kids kind of sensed who you were before who you knew you were, kind of thing. And then even like teachers didn't necessarily drive me to. So there's like a lot of PE sessions where I would just spend on crash mats on an old phone, like Bluetooth and music to each other instead of actually doing sport. So to me, it just felt like sport wasn't even a question anymore. And I went for a lot of years from school, giving up the tennis and the badminton to joining the Ravens.
Often when people kind of start stuff, you worry, am I going to look stupid? Are they going to think that I'm not good? And things like this. But straight away, it was kind of everyone was made to feel at ease. And the boot camp ran for 6 weeks, but I knew from the kind of first time, I think I went out the next couple of days and bought rugby boots and a Canterbury top to kind of have as my training wear, if you will. You have in your head what a rugby player looks like, and I do not fit that mould. And obviously on top of that, being a trans man and stuff like this, I was like, I know it's kind of open to gay men. I was like, but is it open to other types of people and things like this? And no, I was kind of reassured from the offset that I'd be welcome, and it's about having fun, and you can kind of take it as seriously as you want to, which was the big thing. But I'm a very competitive person, so straight away I was kind of like, right, I need to be really good at this.
Apart from keeping fit, it's just nice to kind of have that brotherhood. I think when I was a teenager, I didn't really feel that back then, but now it's a lot more accepted being a gay man inside a gay team.
We've got quite a lot of people who are straight or bisexual that kind of haven't, you wouldn't put them necessarily in spaces like this. Like, people always assume that if you're hanging about with a bunch of gay men, then you must be gay. Like, I have a wife and things like this, but I kind of fit into it in like the trans bracket sort of thing. But there's cisgendered straight guys that just, they love how we put a spin on rugby, and they love the openness. It's just a club like no other, and it gives them kind of a safe space, because I think a lot of straight people, cisgendered straight people, are also tired of the toxic, ultra masculine, you've got to be really strong and you've got to be really brave, and like you can't say that anything hurts and things like this, and people don't necessarily want to be around that kind of environment. And it's also, they're allies in the fact that they see nothing wrong with playing with a bunch of guys who just happen to be gay. And there is nothing wrong with that, but obviously we know that that's still something that's stigmatized. Gay men and straight men can be friends. Like, it's a very strange concept to me that you couldn't be.
There's the massive social side, obviously, that people probably see us out all the time. I've made some really good friends, and friends that I know that I'll just know forever, like even beyond the club.
Everyone's just been so welcoming and really made us feel part of the family.
I mean, the club's massive now. I'm pretty sure we've got like 120 members over like the 2 cohorts of touch, and union, and then including supporters as well.
It's serious because obviously we play to win, we train hard, but at the same time, even if everyone doesn't kind of get on, it's never too serious. Because obviously with any large group of people, not everyone's going to see eye to eye on times, and everyone kind of has their moments where we get on each other's nerves. But when you're on the pitch, you play as a team, and then afterwards you go out and you celebrate with people and have that fun.
You might not necessarily know everybody in depth, but you do make like your close friends within the club as well.
It was started in 2006, really small grassroots kind of idea really. We were one of the first IGR clubs in the UK.
Complete resistance. Obviously it's called Newcastle Ravens because we're based in Newcastle, but our next closest clubs are Thebans in Edinburgh, and then York and Leeds, York Templar and Leeds. I forgot what Leeds are called. Sorry, Leeds. So, you know, it's like an hour and a half in either direction before you get into any other clubs. So we have quite a big area that we cover. As a rugby club, being not even 20 years old is so young for a club.
We founded Hadrian Cup.
Hey, welcome to Percy Burke RSC. This is Newcastle Ravens Hadrian Cup 2024, and it's an absolutely fabulous day.
When it started, it was 4 teams, and since then, the last one that's just been was 36 teams. It's 5 weeks today that we'll be flying over to partake in what is our World Cup, and to be able to meet like-minded people and like-minded players from New Zealand, America, all over Europe. It's just an unreal experience, and one that I am so excited to share with people that I didn't know a couple of years ago.
The reason it was really special was actually my first ever holiday. Especially, it was quite great that it was like a lad's holiday with the rugby lot, so it was great.
To be honest, I'm secretly, not so secretly, a massive nerd. So a lot of the guys, like me and my friends, you know, we'd meet up and play D&D and like hang out in the house rather than go out. So I'm actually getting out a lot more with the Ravens than I would normally.
It's not just like an hour or two of rugby and then you won't see each other for the next week. It was great because it was like full 5 days of hanging out, watching some rugby, playing by the pool, just enjoying the sun.
So fancy dress, yeah, it was Disney themed. I think with fancy dress, I either make no effort or I go all in. So I was a slutty Cheshire Cat, which I wore around the hotel for the little parade, the fashion show. And as soon as that was over, I took it off and I went just in my civvies into town because I went down.
Whereas I was dressed up as Aladdin and I was really geared to singing a whole new world along the way. But I don't think it really worked out because I find that I tend to be monotone when I sing. I don't know. But
Did you get your magic carpet ride?
Maybe at one point.
No further questions.
So when I'm not playing rugby, I work during the week at a bank and then on weekends in a hotel. So my life can get quite busy at times. Generally work all week. So rugby is a little bit of an escape for me as well.
I've been given permission to be away from the kids for a week and play rugby, you know, so what's not to like?
Great first time. I'm quite excited for, there might be like a union one next year. They've said it's maybe in Oslo, so quite looking for that one. And then whenever Bingham Cup comes again, definitely be going for it.
Still, even now, if someone is gay in a professional sport, it's still headline news. And we've got 6,000 IGR players who are all going to Bingham to play rugby, and I think that that's just an amazing experience. It's not often you can say, I went abroad to play in like an international tournament and things like this, and have those opportunities, especially for minority people and queer people that feel that they don't necessarily belong in sport.
So I'm one of the main sponsors for the Bingham Cup. We are Bespoke Financial Wellbeing, and we specialise in rugby insurance, accident cover, income protection, private healthcare. So we invest a lot of, we sponsor a lot of the lads and the team, and we also give back to them by sponsoring the Hadrian Cup and then now the Bingham Cup. I first come to be a sponsor because I was A friend of a friend told me about it. I grew up in rural Northumberland, and I've been a gay man all my life, and I thought it was amazing how a community comes together outside of just going out. When I met a lot of the lads, they've got such a good community, lovely, friendly, and I really wanted to support something that I really believed in. The main thing I like about it is it's inclusive for everyone. No matter who you are, what you are, it doesn't matter, and everyone kind of accepts everyone, which I think growing up it was very hard for most people in the same as me, so that's what I love about it.
When I joined, there was a lot of social distancing rules still in place, and so the club was operating in a different type of rugby, so it's like touch rugby, which we still run today. But from what I saw from like the committee and the current chair at the time, they really wanted to keep this like team spirit and try and get as many people playing the sport as possible, so making rugby accessible during those times. And I was like, I want to be a part of this, and I always knew I wanted to go into full contact rugby eventually because I wanted to challenge myself with something, and it just gradually progressed from there. But the key moment was within a few weeks noticing how much work goes into keeping a club going during really difficult times, and that was the moment for me. I think that was definitely that time.
I mean, I don't miss training now. Like, there's some days where like I'll be working down in York and I'll like peg 2 hours back up the road to like try and make sure I'm here for training every time. So like, yeah, it's massive. And like, I went for a community run summer. I didn't quite get it, but like I want to be really involved in it and like try and commit more and like get back to the club, because it's just been such a great experience for me.
If you've got a skill set that you think could be put to good use, then obviously we're not a club that makes loads of money and stuff. We keep our prices extremely affordable for, again, the accessibility side of things, and to allow more people to have those experiences. So we can't pay someone to do all this fancy stuff, so we do it ourselves. We look after our own club and our own players, and it works really well because the people in the club care about the club.
You can see that like all the new people who are joining the club like want to get involved with doing more and like trying to get back to the group.
I found that I had a certain skill set from work that I could bring, so when it came to sourcing new kit, I was able to get it like heavily discounted to what we weren't getting before, and like just kind of getting good deals and different things like this, or like bartering when we've been to kind of pride events. I've got them at lower price and things like this, which I probably shouldn't say, but for me, the cheaper I could make things for the club means that the club has money to then put the money to the players and the social events, and if people can't afford a rugby top, one will be provided for you and things like this.
I was lucky enough to get voted Spirit of the Ravens, so it's basically an award that is said to go to somebody that like encompasses the values and of the club and like puts their all into the club. I mean, I was blown away. Just before I actually got that, the new chair at the time, Matt, asked me if I wanted to stay on as club captain and just be that sort of impartial person that people could come and speak to. And I do feel like I want everyone to have the same experience that I did.
That's why I went into membership for the club, because I wanted people to have this same experience that I had had. There's people on here that I would never have met or come into contact with, sort of thing, because their work is so different, or kind of their interests outside of rugby are so different and things like this.
So I felt like I got a lot more involved in the sense of trying to do the best by everybody.
It's almost like none of us have got anything in common apart from rugby, but on that we are able to be like best friends on and off the pitch, and to me that's kind of the power of team sport.
Especially this year as being off committee, but as working as club captain, it's just been somebody that I can listen to people, and it does take up a lot of time, but in the best way possible, like, because you just know that you're helping people and helping people find a safe space, which is what this club's all about. But it's also like having a second job sometimes.
We've got safeguarders, we've got first aiders, we've got kind of match officials, and yeah, so there's kind of multiple layers. You can be just one, or you can be multiple.
We do have some social only members, and then we do have a couple of lads that come train every now and again and like don't play games and stuff. But most of the lads, it's both.
Thank you very much, boys. Present from the team on the way.
Where's the budgies?
Didn't know that. Jordan played fantastic throughout the tournament, kept his head, did some fantastic kicks.
Way back when, I played like football at school, as most people do, but I'd never really been a sporty person. I'd always been introverted, mostly PC and PlayStation games in my spare time, just quite nerdy really, so it's kind of a bit chalk and cheese as to kind of what my interests were before to what they are now.
I love rugby, always have done, and now that I'm back playing, that just has a huge positive impact on my like general mental health, which then feeds into, you know, happier person, better at work, all that kind of stuff.
It's definitely allowed me to have more confidence, because I'm speaking about stuff that I've not, there's people that's played rugby since like the age of like 7. I've played since the age of like 25, 26, and it's having that confidence to talk about something that's not like a lifelong skill. And I sometimes find that at work, if I'm having to learn something and then relay that to people, it's definitely given me the confidence to do that.
It was more of a case of the mental barrier that I was able to get over to then start enjoying those things, instead of feeling like I just had to stick to one kind of hobby. My wife has always said, when I transitioned, she got to fall in love with me all over again, because I became this like confident, outspoken guy, whereas before I was quite reserved and quite mousy. And now obviously I play a position that requires me to shout at everyone on the field, and it's just, once upon a time I couldn't have even thought about doing something like that, but they bring on your confidence so much that you're able to just grow in yourself. And I've seen that with boot campers who have joined since I've been here. People that came and like you didn't know their name until the 4th week because they were so quiet, and now they're just like growing in confidence. Where you go from being kind of meek and mild and always wondering what if, to being able to do what you want, feel included, and not feel like a token or a tick box. You're defined by your hard work and showing up for your friends and doing what you can. In the Ravens, you are defined by who you are, not what you are.